The Tao, the invisible essence that governs all things. Since the beginning of time, humanity has searched for meaning, for the silent order hidden beneath chaos. And among all questions, one endures. What is the Tao? It cannot be seen, touched, or named, yet everything that moves, grows, or breathes is moved by it. The Tao is not a god to be worshipped, nor a rule to be obeyed. It is the unseen current beneath the waves of existence, the quiet intelligence guiding all things home. We live our lives chasing noise, ambition, victory, desire, but rarely do we pause to feel the stillness that holds it all together. The Tao is that stillness. It is the breath between two thoughts, the pause between heartbeats, the invisible harmony that keeps the stars in their course. Like water, it flows without effort. Like the wind, it shapes without being seen. Like light, it reveals without demanding attention. Everything lives within it, yet few recognize its touch. No one can own the Tao, for it belongs to nothing and everything. The more you try to grasp it, the more it slips away. To chase it is to lose it. To surrender is to find it. The wise do not speak of the Tao, they live it. They walk softly, speak little, and move in tune with the rhythm of things. Their strength is quiet. Their victory is peace. For to understand the Tao is not to rise above life, but to move with it, to dance with the flow rather than fight against it. There was never a moment the Tao was not here. It hums in the morning wind, glows in the evening sky, and whispers through the laughter of children. It flows in rivers, breathes in trees, and beats within the pulse of your veins. It is the unseen hand that turns seasons, the gentle voice that says, "Be still, trust, flow." The Tao asks for nothing but presence to see, to listen, to live in harmony with the natural order of things. When you resist life, you suffer. When you try to control, you break. But when you align yourself with the Tao, the storms within you quiet. The world no longer feels like an enemy to conquer, but a rhythm to move with. True power is not found in control, but in understanding. True freedom is not escape, but acceptance. To follow the Tao is to find balance between action and rest, strength and surrender, sound and silence. Those who understand the Tao no longer force their path. They do not rush. They do not cling. They flow steady, grounded, serene. In their calmness, they find clarity. In their humility, they find greatness. And in their surrender, they discover the vastness of being alive. For to live with the Tao is to walk in peace through a world of noise, to remain gentle in times of conflict, and to find beauty even in impermanence. The Tao is not a secret hidden in the mountains, nor a truth reserved for saints. It is here in every sunrise, every breath, every fleeting moment. It is both the path and the traveler, both the question and the answer. You do not need to seek it, only to remember it. It was never apart from you, only forgotten in the noise of striving. And so, as the world rushes forward, pause, breathe, feel the silence behind all things. That is the Tao, the eternal current flowing through all that is, was, and ever will be. The wise do not chase it, for they know it was never lost. They live within it, as naturally as a bird moves through air or a wave returns to sea. In the end, to understand the Tao is to live in harmony with life itself, effortless, aware, and free. The Tao is not something you can see, touch, or measure, yet it moves through everything that exists. It is the silent rhythm behind the seasons, the invisible current that guides the rivers to the sea, the unseen hand that gives birth to both life and death. The Tao is not a god to be worshipped, nor a rule to be followed. It is the eternal flow of existence itself, effortless, infinite, and beyond understanding. When you try to grasp the Tao with logic, it slips away like water through your fingers. When you try to control it, it resists you. But when you become still, when you let go of the need to define, to own, to fight, you begin to feel it. It whispers in the wind. It breathes in the quiet of dawn. It speaks through the stillness between your thoughts. The sages of old did not seek to conquer the world. They sought to align with it. They understood that to fight against the natural order is to fight against life itself. Like a leaf floating on a stream, they surrendered to the current, knowing that resistance brings chaos, but harmony brings peace. The Tao teaches us that everything has its time and place. The sun does not hurry to rise, nor does the moon struggle to shine. The flowers bloom and wither without complaint. So too must we learn to move with the rhythm of existence, to act when the time is right, and to rest when the moment calls for stillness. The man who understands the Tao is not swayed by fortune or loss. He does not chase after what is gone, nor does he cling to what he has. He flows calm, unshaken, serene, knowing that everything in the universe unfolds exactly as it should. To live by the Tao is to walk in balance between strength and softness, between will and surrender. It is not passivity, but wisdom, not weakness, but harmony. For when you stop fighting the current, you do not lose your power. You become one with the power that moves all things. And so, the one who understands the Tao lives effortlessly. His actions are simple, his heart is clear, his presence is calm. He creates without forcing, teaches without boasting, gives without expecting. Like water, he nourishes all things, yet seeks no reward. Those who see him may call him silent, detached, or strange, but within his stillness lies a deep joy, the kind that does not fade with time. He has found the eternal source beneath the surface of the world, the invisible truth that holds all life together. For the Tao is not a destination. It is the path itself, the endless way that guides those who dare to walk in harmony with all that is. In a world that never stops moving, stillness becomes a forgotten art. Yet the one who follows the Tao knows that true strength does not always roar sometimes. It is found in silence. The sage does not rush, because he understands. What is meant to come will arrive on its own time, like rain falling upon dry earth. Stillness is not the absence of movement, it is the presence of awareness. It is the space between two breaths, the moment before an arrow is released. In that silence, the mind returns to its natural state, clear, vast, unshaken. Only when the water is still can it reflect the sky. The one who practices stillness begins to see how restless the world truly is. People chase wealth, power, attention, yet the more they run, the further they drift from peace. They fill every moment with noise, afraid of the quiet because it reveals the truth of their own emptiness. But the follower of the Tao embraces the quiet, for he knows, only in stillness can one meet the self. Through stillness, he learns to listen not to words, but to what lies beyond them. He listens to the rhythm of the earth beneath his feet, the pulse of life that moves through all beings. He begins to understand that everything, joy and sorrow, gain and loss, is part of one great harmony. When storms come, he does not resist. He becomes the mountain, unmoved. When winds howl, he becomes the bamboo, bending without breaking. In this way, he moves through chaos with grace, unshaken by the shifting world around him. Stillness gives birth to clarity. Clarity gives birth to wisdom, and wisdom gives birth to peace. This is the quiet revolution of the Tao, not to fight the world, but to understand it. Not to control, but to flow. And so, the sage moves through life like a shadow, gentle yet powerful, unseen yet ever present. His strength lies not in force, but in patience. His victories are not over others, but over himself. He conquers anger with calm, confusion with insight, desire with contentment. To others, his life may seem simple, but in that simplicity lies a beauty few can perceive, a life lived in rhythm with the universe itself. The noise of ambition fades, the grip of fear loosens, and in its place arises something timeless, peace beyond understanding. Because to be still is not to stop living, it is to begin living deeply, to feel the subtle pulse of existence, to see the extraordinary within the ordinary, to know that every breath, every moment, every fleeting thing is a gift from the Tao. And when you can find peace not by changing the world, but by resting within it, That is when the Tao reveals itself fully. For the Tao does not ask for worship, only awareness. It does not demand struggle, only surrender. Those who understand this secret no longer chase after happiness, they become it. All of life moves in rhythm, a dance of opposites. Light and dark, rise and fall, strength and softness. The Tao is not one side or the other, it is the space where both meet, the invisible thread that binds them into harmony. The sage looks at the world and smiles, for he sees that nothing is truly separate. Day gives birth to night, the seed becomes the tree, and the tree returns to the earth. Even death is not the end, but a return, a silent circle turning without beginning or end. To understand the Tao is to understand this eternal dance. When you push too hard, life pushes back. When you let go, it flows once more. The wise do not fight the current. They move with it, using its power without resistance. Like water finding its way around stone, they know that gentleness can overcome the unyielding. Water is the perfect image of the Tao. Soft, formless, yet it shapes mountains. It yields, yet nothing can destroy it. It seeks the lowest places, yet nourishes all things. So too does the person who follows the Tao, humble, adaptable, unpretentious, but quietly powerful. In every moment, there is a choice to resist or to align, to grasp or to release. Most people cling to one side. They chase pleasure, avoid pain, they seek gain, fear, loss. But balance does not live in one side. It lives in the space between where acceptance meets effort, where strength meets surrender. The sage knows that both are needed. Without strength, softness becomes weakness. Without softness, strength becomes destruction. The Tao is not about choosing one, it is about weaving both into one seamless thread. He moves through life like a dancer, upon the edge of opposites, firm yet flowing. When the world demands action, he acts with precision. When the moment calls for rest, he becomes still. In this balance, he wastes no energy, and nothing is forced. Through this, he begins to see the truth. Harmony is not something to be achieved, it is something to be remembered. For balance is the natural state of all things. Only the mind, restless and proud, forgets it. When you return to balance, you return to life itself. You no longer chase happiness, because happiness comes on its own. You no longer fight pain, because even pain reveals its hidden wisdom. To live in balance is to live in truth, not clinging, not rejecting, simply flowing. And in that flow, all things become whole again. When storms of emotion rise, the follower of the Tao does not suppress them, he listens. He allows anger to burn and fade, grief to wash and pass. He becomes the witness, not the prisoner. Because in the heart of every extreme lies its opposite, and through balance, peace is born. Balance does not mean neutrality, it means harmony. It means walking the line between effort and ease, doing and being, self and universe, until the line disappears and only unity remains. So the sage lives as nature does, calm, steady, alive. He does not rush, yet everything is accomplished. He does not compete, yet nothing is left undone. This is the hidden secret of the Tao, to be both soft and strong, empty and full, yielding and firm, to move with life, not against it. And when one learns this dance, not as knowledge, but as being life itself, becomes art. Every word, every gesture, every breath becomes part of a silent, divine choreography. Because balance is not something to find. It is what we already are once we stop resisting. From the moment we are born, we are taught to control. Control our thoughts, control our lives, control our destiny. We plan, we struggle, we build walls around our fragile sense of order, believing that if we hold tight enough, we can bend the universe to our will. But the Tao laughs gently at this illusion. For no matter how tightly we grip, life slips through our fingers like sand. The seasons turn, empires rise and fall, the body ages, the heart changes, the future never arrives as expected. To try to control life is to fight the tide with your bare hands. You may feel powerful for a moment, but the ocean always wins. And yet, in that surrender, In that humble acceptance lies a freedom far greater than control could ever give. The one who understands the Tao does not force the river to flow faster. He does not curse the rain for falling, nor beg the sun to shine longer. He moves with what is, not against it. For he knows that behind what seems chaotic is an invisible order, one that needs no command. Control is born from fear, fear that without our grasp, everything will collapse. But the sage sees, it was never ours to hold in the first place. The tree does not command the wind. The stars do not demand to shine. They simply are, and in their being, the universe unfolds perfectly. When we let go of the illusion of control, something miraculous happens. We begin to see. The patterns we once tried to manage reveal themselves as natural, effortless, divine. We start to trust not in fate, but in the deep intelligence that breathes through all things. The one who lives by the Tao becomes like a leaf carried by the current, not lost, but guided. He no longer demands that life obey him. Instead, he listens to what life is asking of him. His decisions become lighter, his steps more sure, his heart at peace. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means acting without attachment, moving without fear, loving without possession. It is the art of doing without forcing, of achieving without grasping. When you stop trying to control the world, you begin to master yourself. And when you master yourself, the world begins to flow effortlessly through you. The greatest leaders lead without dominance. The greatest warriors fight without hatred. The greatest creators create without ego. This is the paradox of the Tao. The more you release, the more you receive. Because control was never the path to strength, trust was. The sage knows. Storms will come, hearts will break, plans will fail. But the river still flows, and flowers still bloom. To resist is to suffer. To flow is to live. So he bows to what is not out of weakness, but wisdom. For in surrender, he discovers power. The kind of power that cannot be taken because it is not held. True mastery is not to command the world, it is to align with it. Like wind through bamboo, like light through water, effortless, natural, eternal. In this way, the one who follows the Tao becomes unstoppable. Not because he controls everything, but because nothing can control him. There is a mystery at the heart of the Tao, a truth so simple that most overlook it. It is called Wu Wei, effortless action. To the unwise, it sounds like doing nothing. But to those who have seen deeply, it is the highest form of doing. Wu Wei is not laziness, it is alignment. It is when your actions and the flow of life move as one. When the dancer no longer thinks of the steps, when the archer no longer aims at the target, when thought and movement become one unbroken stream, that is Wu Wei. In the modern world, people are addicted to striving, always reaching, always pushing, always fighting to make things happen. They mistake effort for progress and struggle for strength. But in truth, the more they try to force life, the more resistance they create. The one who follows the Tao does not force, he flows. He moves when it is time to move, rests when it is time to rest. He does not rush the fruit to ripen. He simply tends the tree with care, trusting that nature knows the way. Wu Wei is the art of being so deeply present that life moves through you effortlessly. It is when you speak the right words without thinking, when the right opportunities appear without planning, when your path unfolds before you without strain. The sage who lives in Wu Wei is like a mirror reflecting everything, grasping nothing. Because he is empty, everything flows through him. Because he does not cling, nothing can disturb him. In this state, action becomes sacred. Every movement is precise, every word essential. There is no wasted energy, no inner conflict, only harmony between the self and the world. When you act in Wu Wei, success no longer feels like victory, it feels like inevitability. Because it is not you who acts, it is the Tao through you. This is why the greatest masters appear effortless. The painter's brush glides. The swordsman moves as if guided by invisible wind. The healer touches and life responds. There is no tension, No willpower, no control, only deep presence and trust. Wu Wei is not the absence of doing it, is the absence of forcing. It is when ambition transforms into intuition, when control dissolves into clarity, when effort melts into flow. To live this way requires courage, the courage to stop pushing, to stop chasing, to trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by. The sage knows that everything in nature happens at its own rhythm. The moon does not hurry to wax or wane. The grass does not struggle to grow. And yet all is accomplished. So too, when you align with the Tao, your life unfolds without strain. You begin to attract the right people, the right moments, the right paths, not through effort, but through presence. Wu Wei is the secret to peace in motion. It is how rivers carve mountains, how wisdom moves without noise, how the universe creates without command. The one who lives in this way no longer seeks perfection, he is perfection, expressed naturally. He no longer seeks enlightenment, he lives it, quietly, through every breath. And so, his life becomes a living poem, effortless, graceful, timeless. Because when you stop trying to control life, life begins to dance with you. In the end, all rivers return to the sea. All journeys, no matter how far, circle back to the beginning, to the source. And this is the deepest truth of the Tao. We are not separate from it. We have never been. The Tao is not out there in the mountains or hidden in sacred texts. It is within you, breathing, moving, watching. It is the silence behind your thoughts, the space between your heartbeats, the stillness that remains when all else fades away. You were born from the Tao. You live through the Tao. And one day, you will return to the Tao not as something lost, but as something finally remembered. The journey of understanding the Tao is not about finding something new. It is about peeling away everything false, the fear, the greed, the need to prove, the endless chase until what remains is pure, simple being. Until you realize that the way you seek has been walking with you all along. The sage smiles because he understands. There was never anything to reach for. There was only this breath, this moment, this life unfolding exactly as it must. When you return to the source, you no longer need to ask, what is the Tao? Because you are it, the wind that moves through trees, the waves that kiss the shore, the quiet gaze of understanding that sees the world without judgment. And in that knowing, peace blooms not as a reward, but as your natural state. So breathe, let go, flow gently with life. For the Tao is not a destination, it is the rhythm of existence itself. And to live in harmony with it is to finally come home. In this chaotic age of noise and rush, to live by the Tao is a silent rebellion. It is to choose awareness over distraction, balance over excess, presence over control. It is to become a light, calm, humble, yet unshakable in a world that has forgotten stillness. If these words touch something within you, remember, this is not the end, but the beginning of your own journey into the way. Follow the channel, subscribe, and join the path. Because in the next chapter, we will explore more ancient truths that help you master the art of living, thinking, and being in harmony with the universe. Your path to wisdom begins here. Walk it with awareness. Walk it with peace. Walk it with the Tao.